Yo, what's up, guys? It's Drew Thomas and my homeboy, White Glover. I hate this
And
prick.
welcome to the EZ Railcast. And today we are going to talk about children's shows. Drew forgot to make our screens big again.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep, we're going to
Let's
talk
make our
about some
screens big.
children's shows right here.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about our favorite children's shows from Blue's Clues to PB&J Otter
pbjotter.
and many other things. So starting off with Blue's Clues, it was like one of my favorite shows when I was really little, and Steve has always been like my favorite host, and he's actually still one of my favorite hosts. And yeah, despite that it did get a reboot, but when Steve left to go to college, he was replaced by Joe. Obviously, Steve left the show, which was pretty emotional, and yeah, he was then replaced by Joe. The show went on for a few more years, but then, unfortunately, the show ended in 2005 or six. I can't
Like
remember, but then
six-ish.
okay. So then the show got rebooted in 2018 or 19. But yeah, the reboot isn't as good as it gets, but the parody of the song "I'm Blue" is pretty awesome, by the way. And Steve made an emotional speech to the internet that did make the internet emotional. So,
Many tears
yeah,
were shed.
only for the people who only for the people who grew up, who were kids in the '90s that watched the show. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, I've had some Blue's Clues episodes on VHS. And yeah, those were really good. And yeah, yeah. Steve, still one of my favorite OGs. Still one of the best hosts out there. And yeah. And what about Drew's first favorite children's show growing up?
Well, I definitely like pbjotter, although I don't remember watching it a whole lot. But when I got into it this year, I was like, man, this is so nostalgic. And so, yeah, my favorite episode of the show is The Ice Moose, which has Harry Belafonte, which is a celebrity. He's known for singing "Jump of the Line," the Shakes and Nora song from the end of Beetlejuice, and the Banana Boat song too. And yeah, he played as Old Tim the Ice Moose. And they also had a Halloween special, which was their season finale. Sadly, it was the last new episode that aired. And yeah, the show has three characters named Peanut, Baby Butter, and Jelly, and they're raised by two parents by the names of Opal and Ernest Otter. And whenever they get into a problem, they do a noodle dance, which is when they dance around and think of ideas. The first idea doesn't work out, and occasionally there'll be a second idea that doesn't work out, maybe third, until they eventually come to a conclusion of how they should solve the problem. And not to mention, it teaches the life lessons of friendship and working together, kind of like Thomas does. So, yeah. The show was on Playhouse Disney from 1998 going on, and the show ended in 2000, but they still continued to do reruns until 2005 when it got taken off the air. And then when Disney Junior came along, it came back in 2012. And then 2014, once again, got booted off the air. But in 2015, it was added to the Watch Disney Junior app. Once again, it got the boot in 2017. So, yeah. Sucks to be them. And, well, I'm still waiting for the show to get on Disney Plus, which hopefully will be soon. I'm still awaiting that day. Now for White's second show.
Obviously, one of my other favorite shows is the Upside Down Show, and yeah, the Upside Down Show is actually one of the funniest kid shows out there. Where the two guys that are called themselves the Umbilical Brothers, they're from Australia. It was an American Australian kid show, and it was really funny. And yeah, the first episode they learned about the movie theater, and then the last episode they learned about mini golf. So each episode had like a different kind of theme out there. And what I loved about the show is that they have the imaginary remote. They make sounds with their lips, like what they still do in their career now. And yeah, and yeah, they've actually recently have been reposting their moments from their show on TikTok, on their TikTok. And yeah, I still love watching them, and they still make me laugh. And Drew is being attacked by Baby Ozark.
That was my magic remote. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah. So the Upside Down show obviously was the show I also watched growing up, and right next to Blues Clues, and the first episode of the show I watched was actually the art museum, and yeah, that's where Shane becomes an artist, and after he finishes painting, uh, he 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 like tries to hang it up in the art museum, but they don't know what the art museum is yet until like every end of the episode they actually find out what they're looking for. It all depends on what they do for each character of the episode. And yeah, but like honestly, my favorite episode from the show is the I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. Honestly. So yeah, I think my favorite characters from the show are Shane and David, and also the puppet. They also have the Smudgies, Mrs. Foyle, the red doors, and the voice from the ceiling. And yeah, and the show has some funny moments. My favorite moment from the show is the Akabalaka knock from the beach episode. Yeah, the show started in 2006. Then it was canceled after one season. I don't know why they could have gotten renewed for a new season. That's because everybody loves it so much. Yeah, they actually did the Umbilical Brothers actually did multiple children's shows. I think before and after Upside Down show, they did some a few years ago, like how to run a TV episode. I don't know what that is, but oh wait, Umbilical. I think it was MB TV. I don't know. And then they did one for Disney called The Book of Once Upon a Time. That's what they recently did. Um, yeah, um, we really should kind of also rewatching those the Book of Once Upon a Time videos from the Brothers, as I also like to call them. We should do something kind of similar with the twists in our Mad Lib live streams, where I start doing Mad Libs not just with Thomas and Percy and anybody else, but with others like Tex, Petunia, or even like Diesel 10. So yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Now, Drew, I don't know any other favorite shows besides PB and J Otter.
Well, there was one show that do remember very well when I was really, 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 really young, and that would be Baby Einstein. Obviously, you saw me attacked by the warning screen, which definitely not going to click that button again. So yeah. So Baby Einstein, they've made a lot of videos. Let me just see if I can find. All right, their first video, Baby Einstein, was plain old fucking weird. And Baby Mozart, the second program, was actually, made more sense because it's Mozart. You could actually understand Mozart because, well, they have some of Mozart's music in it, as we see toys and puppets. And it's one of my favorite programs. I grew up with that a lot. And while there's also a lot of very kind Baby Einstein fan users out there that are adults, and I highly recommend them. In fact, one of them has a Baby Mozart remake, and he granted us permission to show it on my birthday stream. So yeah, I think that my favorite program was Baby Mozart, and well, obviously there wasn't a lot of characters other than uh, I did like use the mascots of the like VHSs as like my own characters before Drew Thomas was a thing as my imaginary friends, but well, I stopped doing that years ago because, well, yeah, it's time to grow up. But yeah, well, that's all I have to say about Baby Einstein. Any other shows, Wyatt?
Um, Honestly, I don't know if it counts as an animated or I don't know if it counts as a kids show, but whatever. Rugrats used to be my favorite, but I heard that nowadays, 20 years, or actually 30 years from now, is now considered one of the weirdest shows. Rugrats. The show began in the early '90s, and then it got adapted into a few movies. Uh, they did the Rugrats movie in '98. Then they did Rugrats in Paris the movie in 2000, and then they did a crossover with another show called The Wild Thornberrys called Rugrats Go Wild. And yeah, there was a Wildberry Thornberrys movie before that. And yeah, yeah, I know Rugrats is nowadays considered one of the weirdest shows, but yeah, and also as so is the Wild Thornberries, and even the movie itself. And um, honestly, the show used to they used to have they had like really cool moments in there, and they had kids would be obsessed back in the days. Kids like me used to be so obsessed with the show, and they would have the episodes on VHS. And yeah, I think I remember having Rugrats in Paris the movie on VHS, and so is the movie. And I still have the Rugrats movie and Rugrats Go Wild on DVD. I don't have Rugrats in Paris yet. I'm thinking about getting that. I have Nicktoons Halloween as well, which has the Rugrats Halloween episode where Chucky has like a nightmare of turning into a wolf, which I recommend Drew be watching when because nowadays there's Paramount Plus and there's a Rugrats reboot, the 3D animated reboot, which I don't really plan on seeing because I feel like rebooting TV shows are just like rehash are just gimmicks to do to get like new viewers into like old shows from like before they were born. So yeah, yeah. And the other show I like is Jimmy Neutron, which back in the days when it came out, it was way ahead of its time. And fun fact, they had a lost pilot episode, which actually was the teaser trailer for Jimmy Neutron that never aired. Jimmy first had the red and white, just like a red and white striped shirt for the teaser trailer, and also for the lost pilot episode. That yeah, I know it started off as a movie, which this year the movie came out. This year the movie came out 20 years ago. So 2001. This year will be 20. Came out in December. The movie was a Christmas release actually 20 years ago, and then 2002 or three it got adapted into a show. Most Nickelodeon shows start off as shows and then get adapted into movies. Back in the days with animated stuff, Jimmy Neutron was way ahead of its time. Started off as a movie, then got adapted into a show. I thought the show was kind of interesting, but also weird. And the first episode, when pants attack, is pretty interesting because Jimmy always keeps forgetting to pick up his pants, but then pants like they start to attack. And oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember when that episode came out. Everybody kind of loved it, and yeah, they just want more of it, and they can't get enough of it. And obviously, then that show got canceled. I think 2004ish or 5ish. I don't know, but yeah, um, yes. What about Drew? No, okay. Now, now, kids shows we didn't like watching. For me, I didn't like watching any of the
As I'm good
shows.
at.
Yeah, any of the Nickelodeon shows I tried to get into, but I couldn't. The show, uh, man, I can't. Uh, the show I failed to get into was I don't know the one Nick Jr. show I really didn't like, or actually I used to like but don't like it now is Well, um, Bonnie took me a long time to figure
Oh
out.
my gosh. I hate that purple bastard.
And videos, well, there have been videos of Bonnie or saying like "Don't mess with Bonnie" or "I hate Bonnie." So
I've done
yeah,
a video on Hayden Barney myself.
yeah. So Bonnie was a show I used to like, but no, I don't because now he's annoying nowadays. Hopefully, a reboot does not happen.
I have a show that I really did not like. I mean, I used to like it, but not anymore. And that would be Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. What the hell were they thinking? Mickey Mouse looks pretty cheesy in CGI, and the voice just. I mean, normally I like Mickey's voice, but well, his voice in that was just so annoying. I was like, oh my gosh, just leave already. Leave my life behind. And plus, he does the same basic shit that Dora does. Like, where's Petunia? Where is she? Right here? Oh, hey, Petunia. Stuff like that.
Yeah, Dora was the show
We are not going
that
back to what I hate.
I like. I like, but I think I kind of don't anymore. Dora used to be one of those, like, kind of like what you said about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Um, where's Have you guys seen my phone? Where? Right here. Oh, there's my phone. Huh.
Let's ask the VHS. VHS, 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 VHS!
It's right there. Oh man,
I'm sorry.
this is like.
I
Can you
rather
tell me
not
where the
turn
bed
this
is?
into a why I
It's
hate
right
stream.
here. Where? It's right there. Let me check the map. Bitch, we don't need the map. With this noodle right here. like,
Railcast
like,
turn into.
it's like- okay.
Alright.
Yeah, those
I
were
thought
the
this
shows
was
we
podcast.
didn't like watching. Um, um, okay. Now I think we finished. I think we finished way too early. I think we should go ahead and tag on or think of like, what if we had our own children's show? What would it be about? What would we do to teach them and learn them and entertain them? Or yeah. Um, if I had my own children's show, um, I think I would. Um, I think I would read books that were written by me, imaginatively. And yeah, just tell the kids stories. But then, like, if they see a word they don't know, I stop. The kids will yell, "Stop!" And I'm like, "What? You don't know this word? What's the word?" Oh, okay. This word means, um, yeah, whatever. And then I continue the
I'd
book,
watch
and it
it.
just keeps going with that. The show would be called. The show would be called. What does this mean? Is the show. And Drew, what if he had his own childhood show?
Well, I think I would make it about the trains around Missouri. Kind of
Hmm.
like Show Me Trains, and well, it's where I explain, um, okay, I don't know. Maybe I could do some like Shining Time Station, to where I don't know what I would do if I had a kid show. Normally, I'm good at making adult content with kid show characters. Happy Tree Friends is not a kid show though.
Yes. What the Um. Okay, I think we finished way too early. Now, when kid shows get rebooted, old viewers don't tend to be interested, but new viewers, little kid new viewers, like tend to like get interested into this rebooted TV show of the original, and yeah,
Don't even get me started. I'm thinking about the reboot Thomas now. How he can, stretch his wheels out like arms, like, hey guys, check it out. I can pull levers now. Use my wheels.
yeah,
Hey, you tired of it? Talk to the wheel, cause the face ain't home.
Yeah, and imagine Baby Oats are getting remade. Imagine that being CGI
Uh,
and like being much more Baby Oats sardish than you remember. And yeah,
if they did a reboot, I swear I would leave. I mean, the closest thing that Baby Einstein has done to reboot was they made different series, different shows. Like they made Little Einsteins, which was great, Einstein Pals, which was mediocre, and the new Baby Einstein Pal series, where I don't even know what it is, but it looked pretty weird. I mean, however, nowadays, they was just pretty much just re-show their classics because, well, there's like this stuff ain't good. Let's just show our classics. Although Little Einsteins was the bomb. Like seriously, Little Einsteins was amazing. Like probably the best show I've ever seen on Disney Junior. Because I mean, it teaches you about music and it teaches you about art and it teaches you, like it teaches you to get your kids active. It teaches many things. It gets children wear musical instruments. Oh, I can, and plus, there's been a couple train episodes.
hmm,
So yeah,
hmm,
damn, they're obsessed with trains, just like I am. Well, then again, Walt
hmm.
Disney was a train fanatic himself. So yeah, although the Baby Einstein Company was the part that had, the most control over it. Yes, the Baby Einstein Company that made this weird program.
Made the weirdest. Oh god.
I'm going to run the time now.
Um,
What was that?
I don't know what was that, but you'll find out what I said. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I want to try the car now.
The Upside Down show, obviously, the Upside Down show changed. I think it changed like childhood shows. I think it changed everything. Yeah,
Another
and
show that got me thinking that was also Nick Jr. was Ubi, which was when they put eyes on mouth on human like hands and they would just talk. It was
hmm,
weird. It
hmm,
was a childhood show though.
hmm.
And oh, the list endless. Like there's Arthur, also childhood. Dragon Tales, also childhood. Sesame Street, yeah, childhood. Oh man, the list is endless. By golly, if I start thinking of more, we're gonna have so much shows that we're gonna run out of time. So, White, did you
Another
ever
kid,
watch
what?
you first?
Another another kid show I hated. Actually, didn't watch, but I knew I would hate it. Caillou.
Caillou. Oh gosh, by golly, Caillou. Oh man, I mean, Caillou I did grow up with when I was a kid, but well, boy, do I regret it. He is a psychopath. I mean, literally, people make a series of him getting grounded. Like, seriously. And I know a certain user knows about these videos and hates these videos. Now, yeah, I really cannot stand television brats. Like, Caillou, by golly.
And even oh man, here's another one. I think you're also not gonna stand. Dora. You know what? She would always be like,
Goodbye.
"Where's the bed? Where? Let me check the map."
I had to puke. Hold a second.
Oh,
I'm good.
just hit my wall. Um, I think Wallace and Gromit was the one we forgot. That does
Oh,
count as a childhood
yeah.
show. Wallace and Gromit. At first started three short films that two of them had been nominated for Academy Awards, and then it got a real movie um, called Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were Rabbit, and then they got A Matter of Love and Death, and then and then every film gets celebrated, where people make fan art of it and do parodies of it, and they make memes of it, make YTPs of it. And like Peter Salas played Wallace and unfortunately passed away in
Rest in peace,
2017.
Peter.
And yeah, so I don't know who's voicing Wallace now. And yeah, by the way, Gromit's not voiced by anybody. He's a
Well
body
done, old chap.
character.
Maybe I
Yep.
could be the new voice for him. Go on, Gromit. Get that cheese for me.
And you really should make an action figure of Wallace and Gromit and send it to you so that they can join your universe.
I'll expose my address. Hey, kids, want to hear my address? No, I'm not exposing my address because that's stupid.
Yes.
I'm the energetic one. Why it's the same
I also
one.
didn't know that Wallace and Gromit had any video games. They got the Crystal Were Rabbit based on a movie. Then got a video game, and then they got a Project Zoo, which is kind of weird. But then they had Cracking Contraptions, was just a bunch of shorts, and yeah, and well, honestly, Dora.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we pretty much covered every childhood show. Wait just a cotton picking second. You forgot one. Thomas, I completely forgot. Thomas the Tank Engine. Hell to the yes. Better than that other train show, Chuggington. Me and him, we both grew up with Thomas. Oh, VeggieTales too, but well, mainly Thomas. I do like VeggieTales though, but Thomas, he's the reason why I'm a conductor.
And this past summer, I did watch this Disney show that I don't remember watching much, but I watched Timon and Pumbaa, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa,
Ooh,
and
I remember that.
every episode's kind of repetitive, and I always felt like it's like Tom and Jerry, but distributed by Disney. So yeah.
Yes.
Anyways,
Don't even think about mentioning that bald brat again.
oh okay. There's also other childhood show I remember watching is Bratz. I don't know if Drew has heard about this, but
I have heard about Bratz. It was everywhere. I did not personally like it, but well, I remember seeing a lot of commercials for it. You see, my mom was like, "What a bunch of sluts." But yeah,
yeah,
although the evil corporation was behind it.
what
Some
was
say
it?
do more. No, no,
The Evil
that's not the way to go.
Corporation. What evil is it? Lionsgate?
You said it. Where is it?
I believe it's on any of my Wallace and Gromit DVDs, or I believe it's inside your gun.
Okay, I'm actually not afraid of Lionsgate anymore. Oh my gosh, maybe that should have been a railcast that we did. Childhood fears.
Oh, we'll probably do it next Halloween.
Yeah, if we still do the railcast.
Yes. Caillou. Okay, Drew's dead,
Okay,
guys. I think we should start wrapping up right now. And Caillou.
Yes.
Um.
I swear.
Next week next week's our coverage on Disney Plus Day.
Where is he?
It's what everyone's.
There you are, you little shit. I have him right here.
Oh yes, guys, he has Caillou.
Oh no! He's dead.
Anyways, guys. We should start wrapping up. Tune in next week because next week's gonna be our coverage on Disney Plus Day. Because November 12th is the day Disney Plus became a huge thing, and that was the day The Mandalorian premiered. Yeah. Well, anyways, we are heading off to Disney Plus Day. I'm Wyatt, and this is Drew, starting off saying goodbye and big ol' sock, and we're
Like he
off.
said. Let's get out of here before Caillou comes back.
I'm on to you.
Get, hello? Someone. Okay.